today is the last day that I will be on my diamox, and then I will be going off my diamox for a week. So I think I'm going to do a vlog about being off diamox for a week and the experience that I have, because I know that my IIH symptoms will dramatically increase the moment that I'm off of it. But I also know that I'll be able to drink carbonated drinks again and stuff like that. So I just want to document the journey with you guys. And yeah, I think I'm going to do a vlog. So tomorrow is going to be the first day that I don't take my medication like I usually do, and we will see how it goes. Today is the last day that I'm on it, so wish me luck. I'm kind of terrified because I get really, really bad headaches as soon as I'm off of it. It's like the pressure just gets intense to where my head feels like it's a balloon that's going to pop. So I'm just really nervous for that. But at the same time, I'm kind of excited to drink like all my energy drinks and stuff that I've missed for all of these years that I've been on this medication. So I've stocked up on a couple of things, and I don't know. It'll just be a nice experience to have those things again, even if I'm unfortunately in pain and stuff. I'm just still a little tiny bit excited. So yeah, I'm going to share the journey with you guys, and we'll see how it goes. So today's my first day without diamox. Right now I'm doing okay because I had my dose from last night, and that was 3 pills, so it's going to last a while into this morning, and then usually I would take another dose this morning so that I don't get any of my flare-up of symptoms before it comes back after the medication wears off. But since I'm not taking my medication for this next week, I will be having a flare-up of symptoms tonight, I'm assuming, and that is freaking me out so much. I am not looking forward to that because my IIH is actually one of my most dreaded conditions. It's actually the one that causes me the most pain besides the chronic joint pain, because that's like constantly there. But my IIH really just gives me severe headaches and stuff. So So I'm not really looking forward to dealing with that, but it's just something that has to be done. I'm hoping that if I end up getting the stent, then I won't need this medication anymore, and I also shouldn't be having the symptoms as much. So I'm really looking forward to this procedure and hoping that I do get the stent. Unfortunately, like I said, if I don't get the stent, then my last option is a lumbar shunt, which is terrifying to me because I already have chronic back pain. So I'm really hoping that the stent is what we get to go with. But we'll just see, and this is going to be my vlog about how being off diamox goes. So I will update you guys later once it starts to wear off. It's day 2, and unfortunately I am getting a bit more symptoms. It's not actually as bad as I thought it was going to be. I expected it to be a lot worse than it is right now. But I do feel my pressure every time I lay down or I stand up, and I get the pulsatile tinnitus, and that's happening a lot more than it does when I'm on the medication. So I'm just dealing with that right now, and thankfully there isn't much pain yet, so I'm really grateful for that. And I did get my pain med today. Thankfully the doctor finally called it in. So when I do start experiencing the pain, then I'll have that, and hopefully that'll help me deal with it. Thankfully, I was able to get that today, and now I feel a little bit more at ease knowing that I have something that will hopefully help the pain when it does start to happen. Yeah, it's going a lot better so far than I expected, and I think tomorrow I get to try some carbonated drinks. So I'm really excited for that. Okay, so it's day 3, and last night I had a horrible headache, so I just ended up going to sleep early and everything, and I tried to sleep it off. It did work for the most part, so thankfully my pressure is somewhat back to normal. Apparently every night when you sleep, your brain does like a CSF fluid wash, and your brain and your body cleanse your skull or your brain, I guess, with CSF fluid every night. And that can sometimes either make my symptoms worse in the morning, or I feel reset in the morning. And it kind of just is a 50-50 how I'm gonna feel every morning. But thankfully, the headache was last night while I was laying down. And then when I woke up, I felt a decent bit better, which is really nice, and I'm happy about that. Thankfully, I haven't had to take any of the pain meds yet because I was able to just go to sleep last night with the headache. Thankfully, I was able to fall asleep. Baby. Unfortunately, my stress has been crazy high. I think I am just super stressed out that the pain is going to be a lot more than I anticipated or anything. Thankfully, like I said, it's actually going a lot better than I expected. The pressure is building very slowly back up, which is very different than in the past. Usually it builds up pretty quickly. So I'm really thankful that right now it's not going too crazy and I'm able to manage my symptoms for the most part. But it is only day 3. I still have a full week to go. Well, I still am going to be off my meds for a full week, so I have 4 more days to go, and it is definitely stressing me out that the pain is going to get worse or something. And so I can tell I've been super on edge lately, and that's a bit of a bummer. I don't like feeling this way, but hopefully the angiogram and everything goes nicely, and then I can either get back on my meds or have the stent placed, and hopefully that will ease some of my anxiety about all of my symptoms. Unfortunately, I just really do not like feeling this way, and it's something that I probably won't be able to avoid during this week. These symptoms are just something that give me a lot of anxiety, especially because in the past it was a lot worse than it is right now because I'm on diamox. Before I was ever on this medication, it was so much worse to the point where when I would lay down, it would feel like I was suffocating in my skin, like the pressure in my head and in my neck would make it feel like I couldn't breathe properly while I was laying down. So a lot of times I would have to just stay sitting up and I would only ever lay down to go to bed. Unfortunately, when I think about going off this medication, it really, really scares me because I'm terrified for all of my symptoms to get as bad as they were. I don't ever want to feel like I'm suffocating in my own body again. That was something that was really confusing, and for the longest time, I kind of just brushed it off as normal and didn't mention it to my doctor because it was such a gradual increase in my pressure in my head. It went from just a little bit of pulsatile tinnitus to suddenly feeling pressure behind my nose, behind my eyes. Then it kind of felt like every time I would stand up or I would lay down, my head kind of felt like, I've mentioned this before in a different video, but it almost felt like someone attached a bike pump to the back of my head and then they would just pump it full of air. And that was such a weird feeling, but I kind of just figured, oh, it was because I'm overweight or whatever, and I was just out of shape. I don't know. That's kind of where my brain originally went was, oh, I'm just a little overweight and I'm out of shape. Something's probably just going on with my blood pressure or something, is what I assumed. I didn't really know what to think about it. It was just something that gradually came on, and I only started to get concerned once the feeling continued down into my neck. And like I said, then it began to feel like a suffocating feeling when I would lay down. And so eventually I described all these symptoms to my doctor, and I was diagnosed with IIH after getting a lumbar puncture done and being put on diamox and all of that stuff. And ever since being put on this medication, I have been doing so much better. Unfortunately, it does give me a lot of fatigue, though, and a lot of issues, just side effects wise. My body doesn't like being on this medication, and so I don't think I can be on it long term. But thinking of going off of it and going back to what it was like before I was on it is something that I can't bring myself to do. I don't think that I would ever want to go back to that point in my life. And if I ever did get back to that point in my life, I don't think I would have any quality of living. I don't think that I would just be a shell in my bed, basically. I wouldn't be able to do anything. I wouldn't be able to function. I can still barely even function with the fatigue and everything, but that was my lowest low, was when my IIH was untreated. And that was the time where I felt the most sick, and I don't ever want to reach that point again. My goal right now is, unfortunately, since I don't think I can stay on this medication long term, my doctors are looking for some form of alternative treatment for this, which would be the stent or potentially a lumbar shunt. And hopefully, I'm going to be getting the stent soon, fingers crossed, because the lumbar shunt is much scarier and a worse procedure, in my opinion, because there's more surgery involved and stuff. So, fingers crossed, I can get the stent. I'm really hopeful that maybe I can get that one, and then it would just be done at the end of this week, and I get to go on to heal and hopefully have a relief from my symptoms for a good couple of years. There's a possibility that I might need a second stent at some point, or that the stent might need revision and stuff, but that's okay. I'll deal with that when that comes. If I can just get this first stent and get off this medication, but not have my symptoms return, that is going to be the biggest, most helpful thing that I can think of. And I am really, really excited and nervous about the future, but I'm really hoping that maybe I qualify for this stent, and then maybe my life can get a little bit back to what it was before I even really noticed the development of IIH. I used to do a lot of hobbies and stuff that I miss, and I used to go out and do more stuff, but now I just don't feel like I have the energy anymore. And apparently, according to the doctor, that's part of the diamox. It's giving me fatigue and stuff due to how it depletes nutrients in the body and stuff. So I'm really, really hoping that I can get off this medication and maybe my fatigue will go away, or at least some of it. I would love to be able to just get back to doing the things that I want to do. But yeah, that's basically all my thoughts for day 3, and I am just really nervous how the next 4 days are going to go. I definitely know that the pressure is slowly building, so that's just something that I'm dreading. I know that I need the pressure to build to a certain point so that I can qualify for the stent, but at the same time, just pain-wise, I don't want it to build, and so it's just a very complicated feeling because I need the pressure to build while I'm off the medication so that I can show the pressure that I accurately have on the angiogram, and then they'll see if I qualify for the stent. But at the same time, I really don't want it to build because then I'll be in pain, and I don't want to go through that. It just is what it is. I don't know. Definitely stressed and anxious about it. That's where I am right now. So I'll check back in on day 4. Okay, so I totally forgot, but I get to try carbonated drinks again. So I'm going to try a little bit of apple soda, and then if I actually like how it tastes and the diamox has worn off completely, I think I get to have one of my favorite energy drinks again. So I am excited to try it out. I don't want to pour too much in case it's not worn off yet and then it doesn't taste good. Let's try it. I'm so excited. I really hope it tastes good. That actually doesn't taste quite like normal, but it doesn't taste bad either. Oh, that's so weird. I haven't had carbonated drinks in so long. Kind of forgot what it was like. That's really weird, but I'm so excited. It tastes pretty good, so I'm gonna drink my energy drink today. That makes me really excited. I haven't had this stuff in so long, and I really love like fruit flavored drinks and stuff like that. And they don't make a ton of non-carbonated fruit flavored, like, besides juice, you know what I mean? But like for energy drinks and stuff, they don't have a lot of non-carbonated ones. So I only really get to drink like tea lemonade energy drinks, or like they have an orangeade kind of energy drink that I can get, but like those are basically the 2 flavors I can have. So I'm really excited that I get to have some carbonated stuff this week. If you're wondering why I couldn't have carbonated stuff, for some reason when you take diamox, it messes with your like receptors in your brain or something. So then it makes all carbonation taste like chemicals, and I mean like really, really bad chemicals. It is not good. I cannot stand how it tastes at all. Some people can drink carbonated drinks anyway while on diamox. I'm not one of those people. To me, it tastes so bad that I just completely stay away from anything carbonated. So that's why I'm just so excited to be able to get back to a couple carbonated drinks while I'm off the medication this week. So yeah, I will be enjoying this and my energy drink today, and hopefully today will go good, and I will check back in with you guys tomorrow. Okay, so it is officially day 4, and I am doing a lot better than I expected to. Every night I'm getting a really bad headache, but then every morning I'm doing a lot better than I expected. So that's a plus, but I'm also worried that that means I'm not going to have the right pressure for a stent. But either way, I'm making the best of it, so I'm just happy that I'm not in a ton of pain, at least not in the mornings anyway. Every night I do get a headache, and that's unfortunate, but that's just how my symptoms go. For whatever reason, I'm waking up decent in the mornings, and then my symptoms just get worse throughout the day until nighttime, and then I go to sleep and it restarts. Yeah, I'm making the best of it, and today, since I can drink carbonated drinks again, I'm gonna try this new Monster. None of this is sponsored by Monster, I just really like Monsters, so that's why I keep bringing them up. But they have this new flavor, and it's such a cute color. It's ultra wild passion flavor. I believe it's passion fruit, and I'm really excited to try it. So let's see. Oh, that is really good. I do like that a lot. Oh yeah, it's really good. It's a very light flavor and not very strong, but at the same time, it's very fruity. I don't know. I really like it. I've never had a real passion fruit before, so I don't know how accurate it is to the taste, but it is really good. And I need to take my medication, so I will do that with you guys. Since I am having this angiogram done, I am now on a blood thinner and aspirin so that if I do get the stent placed, then I won't have. So if I do have the stent placed, then I won't have a stroke, because apparently if you get a blood clot after a stent, that can lead to a stroke and everything. So I'll have to be on blood thinners for a while, and so I'm going to take those and everything because I forgot to do that this morning. All done. I will check in with you guys later. It's officially the 4th night, and my head is really starting to hurt now. So I think I'm gonna try taking the pain med that she prescribed me for when my head gets this bad, for when my headache gets this bad, and see if hopefully that helps. Hopefully that will help, because my head's really hurting, and it's actually hurting to even have my glasses on. But I can just feel all the pressure behind my nose and in like my forehead area, and it's just really hurting. So I think I'm gonna go to bed, and hopefully in the morning I will feel better, like I have been for the past couple of days. But it's getting pretty bad now, so I don't have my hopes up like I have been. But we'll see. I'll check back in the morning. It's day 5, and I'm doing alright so far. I do have a little bit of a headache right now, but it is already the afternoon, so I kind of expected that. This morning I was actually fine again for the most part, which was surprising, but I do feel my pressure building a little bit. I'm just really worried that it's not going to be enough for the test, and then I won't get the stent. And unfortunately, that means I would have to do the lumbar shunt, but I don't know. I don't want to think too much about it. I don't want to make myself overly anxious or stressed out. I'm trying not to. Anyway, yeah, that's just how I'm doing today and what I'm thinking about. So, tomorrow's the last day before my actual angiogram appointment because I'm going on Friday. And yeah, tomorrow will probably be the last day that I update this vlog, because then I will be vlogging the actual hospital visit and everything with my angiogram, and if I end up staying overnight if I get the stent. So we'll see. That video will probably be after this one, because I need to edit this one and everything, and then I will probably make a different video going over if I get a stent or not. yeah, I guess I'll check in with you guys tomorrow and see how that goes. It's officially the last night before my angiogram, and I am extremely, extremely nervous. But thankfully, this week went okay while I was off diamox. I'm actually really surprised about that. It does make me worry that I don't know if my pressure is going to be the right measurement once we once we do the angiogram. So I am a little worried that I won't qualify for the stent, but I guess we will just have to see. And I will be giving you guys a stent update in my next video because I will be filming all of that, and I'm really excited to do that video, but also really nervous. So if you want to know what happens, definitely keep an eye out for my next video because that'll be my full update on if I get a stent or not. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, please subscribe. I would really appreciate it. I'm really trying to reach 500 subscribers. That's at least my next goal. I hope you guys have a lovely day, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!